Don't mind me. I'm watching Ready Player One, so you may hear some of that in the background. But I am here about finding the ideal reader. So I put in a comment in there in Dal Cecil Bruno's thread, and she was talking about what I call negative marketing, which is don't read my book if you don't, and then enter X, Y, and Z in there. And I totally relate a lot to that. And I explained that I think I would do that because I wouldn't want the wrong person to read my book, because I just feel like the wrong person is just going to put it down lower, on the pile of books to be discovered by potential readers, just because they're not going to give the credit. They're not going to understand the book and may give a false impression of the book. This is just my opinion, okay? Please don't. I know people get like really sensitive when it comes to these topics, but this is why I feel this way. And for example, I can only use myself as an example because I can't speak for other people. And that is that my books have Dominican characters. So I write books with Dominican characters in them. Why? I'm Dominican. So I'm pulling from something that I know. I mine a lot of my experiences, lived experiences, anecdotes, and so forth, feelings, emotions, reactions. I mine it from me, from those things that I feel. Why? Because it is easier for me to write those things because I've lived them. So I can give an authentic representation of that in the characters in my book. So all my books are kind of like realistic fiction. Fiction nonetheless, because I embellish things. It's not autobiographical or anything like that. I embellish quite a lot. But feelings, anecdotes, and things of that nature are very real. So that's why when I get comments like I cried, during this scene and stuff like that, that's because something similar happened to me and I cried too. And I cried while I was writing it. So it's like, we all crying here. It's okay. Um, but yeah, so it's like, but I also get comments from people who are not my ideal reader, but find my books. And it may be that there are acquaintances of mine, friends of mine, or family of mine that may have read it, but just because we are linked, right, by through friendship or through genetics or whatever, does not mean that you automatically will like my book. So I don't want those people to to read my books because they're not my ideal reader. So they're going to misrepresent my book out there, which may make it harder for my ideal reader to find it. I don't know. You have those bad reviews that actually work well for others. Like, I think I saw, I don't know where I saw it, but somebody was like, this book is really gay. And they meant it as something that is negative. But guess what? Like that review right there, I was like, I'm going to like that book. So let me go read that book. So that may happen as well, right? But for me, more often than not, I want my ideal reader to find my book. And my ideal reader are those people who are not xenophobic, right? They're not threatened by somebody that knows more than one language or mixes the languages that they know together in a sentence or in a conversation. Right? They are okay with not understanding certain words, but you know, trust that they will understand the conversation based off of how it's going, how it's portrayed on the page, and so forth. They are people who are appreciative of other cultures, of people that are immigrants that come from other countries and whatnot, right? And they appreciate that. They're tolerant of it. They are empathetic towards it, and they champion diversity, and they don't think that it's just one race to be all, to know all, right? And all of that. Those are my ideal readers. And those are the ones that I want to read my books, because they will get it, they will appreciate it, and they will feel everything that they're meant to feel while they're reading those pages. Okay, they're not going to get mad when somebody say, voy a sacar la chancla, in the middle of an English sentence, they're not going to get mad when somebody say, le voy a dar besito, and hugs, in a sentence and stuff like that. They're not going to get mad when I talk about plátanos, mangú, sancocho, or whatnot in a book, right? They're going to be like, probably going to get interested about it if they don't know what they are, and probably going to go and Google it, right? And learn and appreciate the culture and the cuisine even more. Those are my readers. So that sounds like you. Go to haveacupofjohanny.com. Go check those books out. And I have a whole for reviewers only page that if you do also read and review, get your ebook copy from there. I love reviewers. I'm a reviewer myself, so those copies in there are for free for reviewers. All right, that's all I wanted to say.